Hi, good afternoon, Viv. How are you
Hello.
going? Really nice to meet you. I'm Kim, one of the counsellors
Hello,
here.
Kim. How are you?
Good, thank you. And how are you today?
Oh,
Please
not
take a
too
seat.
bad. It's a lovely day outside. So
It is. It's a little bit warm.
yes,
It
summer
is.
coming.
It is. It's definitely going to be a warm summer.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. And how do you go in the warmer months?
I don't mind the heat, but when it gets humidity, it gets a little bit hard to cope
much.
with. Yeah.
It's
So
nice just to spend some time inside.
yes, it is.
Have you got air conditioning?
Yes, I have.
Oh, good. Very important, isn't
Yeah,
it?
very.
So thank you, Viv, for coming today.
Mhm.
I understand that you've made an appointment, with the receptionist a few weeks ago.
Yes.
So that's wonderful. So how did you go finding us today?
Oh yes, no, I found it quite easy. It's not too hard to find, so
Wonderful.
that was really good.
Good. And thank you for coming that little bit earlier and filling out
Okay.
everything for us. And you also got a package from the receptionist.
Yes, yes,
Wonderful.
I have.
So it's got a lot of information about our services. So we are a generic type of counselling service, but we do offer various type of therapies. So through today's session, we'll have a talk about the therapy that I think will probably best suit what has brought you in today.
Yeah.
But apart from that, within your booklet, you would have had some information about our confidentiality.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Privacy. Okay, so we do have legislations that we do need to, of course, abide by your confidentiality. So anything you mention to me, Viv, will be not provided to anybody else. It'll be between us. The only thing is there is different things, unfortunately, with our policies that we may need to report some different things.
That's
And
understandable.
that's for your safety and for your support as well. So it's called mandatory reporting. So if there's anything that you mention to me about yourself being at risk of harm or harming somebody else, or an illegal activity, or children that could be harmed because of something that you mentioned to me, I will need to have that support by another organisation. So it will be reported, and that's just to support you through the process. Is that
No, that's
okay?
understandable. Yes, no, that's fine.
Thank you, Viv. And there'll be some more things in your booklet that will explain to you the reasoning on other things we need to give information over. But
Okay.
everything you say, it's confidential. So I'm
That's
hoping
really
that
good.
you'll be able to have a positive type of counselling relationship. Okay, so so again, thanks for coming in. And what has brought you in today?
Well, I love my job,
Hmm.
but lately it's just been really hard. The CEO is giving me extra work, and that's really hard. And I have deadlines to finish things off, and when you go home and you've got a family, it just seems to be getting a lot harder.
Right.
There is a new person there at the moment who seems to be wanting to show how much she can do. So it's a little bit of conflict there too.
Okay.
So it's made it very hard on me.
Sounds like it's affecting your
Oh yes,
days.
yes.
Everything. Right.
And I get home and I'm really stressed, and then you've got to cook dinner and
Right.
look after the family, and
Okay.
it makes it a bit hard.
Okay. So it sounds like the difficulty with the workplace now is affecting your home life and affecting generally
It's
everything.
affecting my health and everything at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you mind? I'll just take some notes down.
No,
today
that's
too.
fine.
Okay. And so, how long have you been working at that service for, Viv?
I think it's got to be close on 12 years now.
Okay. And this new person, is it the CEO that's new?
No, it's
Right.
another lady that's
Okay.
new that's working there.
And this is just new?
And
She's
it's just
only
a new thing that everything just seems to be. At first I thought it was because the other lady hasn't got a family, and I thought
Right.
it's because she wants to get to get herself up further in the role.
Right, okay.
And it's sort of like that she's doing more than me
Right.
to show people that she can do the job, and you
It
know,
sounds like
it's-
there's quite a lot of things happening. in the
yeah,
workplace
it's a
then.
fair bit of conflict there. I
Okay.
feel uncomfortable around her.
Right. And are you there full time?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Right. Okay, so it's affecting you then when you get home?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
definitely. I probably jump at everybody and
Right.
everything, and that's not good.
Yeah.
I know that.
So things that are happening at home that may cause you a bit of stress,
Yes.
possibly were if you weren't in that environment at work, do you think you could handle that
Oh,
stress a
yes,
bit easier?
easier,
Okay.
much easier.
So you've had stresses at home before,
Oh, little odds and ends, but nothing really big.
and you've been able
You
to
know,
manage that.
And I managed it because
Okay.
I think because I didn't have that added worry of work. And sometimes I think, oh, I've got to go back tomorrow. Oh my goodness.
Sounds like you've got that
Yeah.
real dread feeling.
Oh yes,
What's
it's
it
a
for you?
really dread feeling.
Right.
Yes.
So in the morning before you go to work,
Oh.
how do you feel?
Very. I don't know if I'd say stressed, but anxious
Okay.
about going, thinking what's today going to bring. You know.
Okay.
I love the work. Don't get me wrong, and I really and truly enjoy my work. And I'm not doing any less than I ever did.
Right.
But it's just very hard to keep up with everybody
Yes.
at the moment because of that added stress.
And how long has this been happening for, this added stress? Viv?
Probably about 8 months.
Okay. All right. So it's been a little while now.
Yes.
Have you spoken to anybody within where you work? about
No.
anything?
I think I was a little bit dubious because the new lady tends to get on very well with the boss. So
Right.
it's sort of, am I going to put my foot in it?
Okay. So you've
And
got
say
fear
the wrong
by
thing.
Sounds of
Yeah.
it that you're going to. Okay. That you won't be able to do that.
Yes, so I was a bit, and we don't have anybody at work that you can talk to about it or
Okay.
anything.
So there's no supervision or
No.
negative
Oh.
briefing or anything?
Well, there is, but not. There's nobody that I could say, let's sit down and talk about something.
Right, okay.
You know.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, like I'm an outsider.
Yeah, right.
It's hard.
Okay. And what do you do when you feel those emotions? And
Probably stress.
yeah.
I just keep trying to do my work,
Okay.
and I'm probably trying to do more than I should be doing.
Right. Okay.
I'm overcompensating for it, so I think I am doing that.
It sounds like because of work, again, it's causing a lot of distress for you.
Oh,
and
yes.
home. Is anybody at home recognising these
Um,
changes?
My husband did say to me one night, you seem to be a lot more stressed of a night when you come home, so I have talked to him.
Okay.
Um,
And you've got support at home and...
Yes, I think so. He tells me he understands, but not being there, I don't know if he really does. You know, he is being caring and supportive. So
it sounds like it's the workplace. You've got everything else is quite good. You know, your home,
yes,
and your husband,
so,
and your family.
yes.
Everything's quite good. So you've got all
But
that support.
now I'm
you know.
causing
Okay. Because of
things
the,
at home
you feel
because
that
of the
because
stress. Yes.
Okay. And so you've come along today. What's your hopes for today and for the counselling?
Well, I have thought about trying a new job,
Okay.
which would be hard to leave because I've been there so long and I understand the work and know it. So I'm probably a little bit apprehensive about starting a new role, simply because it takes so long to get used to doing things.
Like you were saying before, Viv, you know, the time length that you've been with your position.
Yeah, it's
and
hard.
It's like a grief, you know, leaving one and
Yeah.
then going to another one.
And then you've
Okay.
got to learn how they do things, and if it's a different sort of thing, it's going to be different altogether.
And it sounds like though, Viv, you've come for change. You'd like
I
some
think
change.
so. I think I need something to change because I can't go home being so stressed anymore. It's just too much.
Okay, right. Well, our counselling sessions are definitely, I think, will help you.
Good.
I feel that if you're already thinking of a change, Viv, that something that we call solution focused. Have you heard of that?
No.
Okay. Well, that's purely just looking at what type of steps you would like to take as part of the change to something that you can vision in your mind as being something for you, preferred to what's happening with your situation at the moment. So what we will do is talk a little bit more about what you would like to see as an ideal situation for you, and then we can put those steps into place and try to see if we add up any amount of those over time, then just help you on that journey of change. So there's a few things, Viv, that you'd need to, when you're in part of the counselling session, is is it definitely about the change. You know,
Oh,
you've
yes.
come to, and it sounds like that's what you've come to, and it to in your own thoughts.
Yes.
Is it?
Definitely. I think, I mean, I've tried to cope with it myself, and it's just getting too hard now.
Right. So
I
you
think
see,
it's change is,
it's something.
yeah,
It sounds
something.
like you've had that thought
yes.
pattern for a
Oh,
while.
yes,
Have you?
yes, I
Okay.
have.
Right, it's a great step
It's
coming.
just very apprehensive about doing it, though.
Yes. Have you had counselling before?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right. So this is all new to you.
It is new.
Have you got any idea what you're hoping to gain?
So that I can at least go home of a night, and you don't have to be over the moon or anything, but to just come home and be relaxed.
Okay.
It's just that relaxed feeling at home seems to be going now because I'm too uptight over work.
Right. So what I can ask you, Viv, is in regards to that then, we'll just talk about that a little bit further, so I've got some idea for us, what we plan we can go through, is what would you see if your situation and everything with work and everything had no issues? What would it look like? Can you picture that in your mind? With no issues at all?
It'd be like it used to be, where
How's that?
happy,
Happy?
contented,
Okay.
and probably not as tired because I think it's tiring me out.
Definitely.
Yeah, and maybe I'd be a happier person towards my family.
So what would you see, Viv, then, in what are you doing to make yourself happy and content and happy with the family? What's in your life at this, imagine this very big possibility that there's no issues at all.
Yeah.
What would you be doing? What would you be doing with your days, and how would you see yourself in that role?
I would see myself enjoying my work again.
Do you vision yourself in a new premises, a new workplace?
I try, but it's hard.
Of course. Okay.
But I am getting there. It's hard because then you're not only starting out in a new place, but then I'm also meeting new people and making new friends, and
So that might be something about your work that we can sort of work on.
yes,
Developing because you've got a lot of strengths and skills in there, Viv, to be able to help you. You've come along for a change, and it's always it can seem a little bit daunting, and that's understandable. So we can work through all those fears and daunting feelings, and as long as you're adaptive to that change and think, this is what I want to see. I want to see myself in 6 months' time in this new workplace where I don't have the stress that I have at the moment.
no, that would be
And
good.
there might be things too, Viv, that you might want to learn over that period of time, where if you're in your new workplace and there is some stress or someone new come in, how will you handle the situation? There might be different avenues that you can do and go through, or other things that you can do. So we can just work on that step by step. So we'll work on smaller steps. So is there anything that makes you happy at the moment? What do you like to do?
I love doing things on my computer.
Okay.
I love being around my family
Okay.
and my children, and doing things with them on the weekends. And probably sitting down at night reading or things like that.
Wonderful. So we can write some things down that you'd like to do with the family, different steps that might then be a happy occasion for you, and build that up to your workplace where those changes may occur. So what we'll do in the plan is that you'll have these family trips or things that are going to make you happy at home. And like you said before, it sounds like there's no issues at home or anywhere at the moment. That's your primary issue, do you feel, is your workplace?
Not probably a little bit when I feel uncomfortable talking about it at home.
Okay.
So I don't I try to leave work at work.
Right.
Whereas before I would come home and talk about things at work. So that is a bit of a change.
That's a change, because it sounds like prior you were excited about your work.
Yes.
And now you're going home and not excited, so you're not wanting to share it.
Yeah, that's right.
And how does that
So-
make you feel though when you don't share it?
Oh,
is it
I feel like screaming about how bad it is, but I don't like to worry other people.
Okay, okay. So do you have anybody at all of you to talk to
Oh,
about?
I have friends that I can talk to about it. I have talked to one of my friends about it, and
Okay.
you know,
Has any of your friends gone through something similar?
yes,
Okay, they have.
yes. I know it's really. I suppose being in the one job for so long, I
Yeah.
didn't think it would ever happen.
And have they been able to share experiences? They
Oh
can
yes,
look at,
and it does help.
possibly look at that type of thing.
Yes.
It does help when other people are going through a similar issue. However, it's still very unique to you.
Oh yes.
You've got different emotions, but it's just a way of looking at behaviour and how that's happening, and to see whether or not that's improved anything for their situation. But every situation's so different, Viv, as you would imagine.
Yes.
So, can you think of anything that we could possibly put down in your plan, apart from you spending time and doing things that you enjoy with your family, that might help you to start looking at a different position, or start looking at what you could do at the workplace to improve what's happening? Is there anything you've thought of?
No, well, I have tried to sort of be friendly towards everybody but then I felt I was overdoing it, so I stopped doing that.
Right.
But other than that, I tried just doing my work,
Okay.
but then in the back of my head, things was happening. In the back of my head, I'm thinking, I don't really want to be here.
And can I ask, Viv, when was your last time you do have staff appraisals where you've got somebody asking you about your position?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right. Okay, so there's no format to be able to suggest that
No.
that's something that you'd like to do.
No.
It can be difficult, isn't it?
It is, and it's more or less just going to work and trying to catch up on everything and get everything done to make everybody else happy.
Right. And then
So
how does
it's-
that make you feel?
Oh yeah, not happy.
Mm.
Because it's really hard sometimes.
So, say, if we just give an example out of like a scale of 1 to 10, how much at the moment would you like to change your employment situation? It's a
Probably-
difficult one.
Probably,
1 being less to 10
yes,
being more.
probably about a 7.
Okay. Well, that's quite high.
I
Viv.
think, because the other part of me doesn't want change.
So we can work on that. What is in your mind at the moment, the feelings and that about change? How does that make you feel?
Apprehensive.
Because you don't know
I don't know what's going to happen. And the unsurety of how,
Okay.
and jobs are not readily available all the time either that
Right.
I can do.
How do you manage other times with things that possibly are new to you? Is it a bit of a challenge for you, or?
Probably sometimes,
Right.
but not mostly.
Okay.
Mostly I'm okay with change. But
Well, you've got lots of strengths there.
when you get used to something after so long, it's just second nature. So it makes it very hard when it's going to be a really big change.
It sounds like, if I can ask, because you've got 7 there, Viv, it sounds like though, if it was something to do with a definite no, I don't want to change, you'd probably be a 4, even a 5.
Okay.
But it seems like being a 7, you're on the road to, you possibly want the change, but you're frightened as well.
Yes. Yes.
Does that sound
yes,
like what's
definitely
happening?
does. Definitely does.
So what we can look at is some steps to support you and how you feel over time about that change, like we said before. How does that feel?
Yes,
okay
no,
for
it
you?
does. I
Okay.
think it's just a matter of knowing how much I love my work and how I've always enjoyed it in the past, but now with all this added stress there, that I just don't want it anymore.
Okay. So even just writing things down when you feel quite stressed at work and how it's making you feel. So possibly one little small step along these steps of trying to see about the change could be just writing for the end of the day and how you've gone, how you've felt,
Okay.
your emotions, and how you could write down there on a scale of 1 to 10 how much you don't want that particular part in your life in the future.
Okay.
So do I really want this to continue in my life, or maybe I don't? And what scale do I want this change to happen?
Okay.
Would that be
That
something
sounds really good.
that could
Yeah, no,
possibly
and
help?
it might help.
Okay, all right. Well, we can put that definitely down on the plan. along with the family events, which possibly will help with all the added stress at the moment, and then that direction to that change
Yes.
of workplace for you. How are you feeling now?
Much better, thank you. Much better. At least I know I'm able to talk about it, and sometimes it just helps when you get something
Yes.
out
Yes.
and get it off your chest.
Well, I'm pleased that you can feel a little bit at ease now.
Yes,
That's
I know.
good.
I feel a lot at ease now.
And I'll just ask you again now, after we've had a bit of a talk about things that are happening at your work and at Viv, what's your hopes to be able to gain from our sessions? We normally, Viv, have about 6 to 8 sessions. So,
Okay.
and I know I've discussed about solution focus that we'll be doing together a little bit. But over the weeks, what we'll do is we'll just definitely look at how your plans are going and your steps. It's sort of like a step to your dream life of
Yes.
having this new beginning, or how you feel that your life might be without these issues.
Yes.
And so we can look at what makes you happy and how you want to achieve all these things over the time. And we'll just focus on that with you.
Okay.
And we can change it, we can look at it. If there's something that possibly needs modifications, that's fine. And if you don't feel that throughout the journey with me that it's working or something's not right for you, then you always got an option to being referred to another counsellor.
Okay, that's
Or
right.
another
Thank you.
organisation. So I'm hoping that we can have a positive.
Well, I feel comfortable,
Oh,
so
good. I'm pleased with that. Pleased with that. But at any time, it's no issue if you do feel that it's not working for you. So, because the whole idea is you've got so many strengths and possibilities in there, and to be able to have that being through your solution over time, your focus of that change, you'll be able to see just how much strengths you have in you.
there you go.
And you've got so much ability to be able to do certain things. So hopefully over that time we'll be able to talk about that too.
Good.
Okay. So what I'd like to say now is, before we go, are you okay to come back another time
Yes,
next week?
yes, definitely,
Wonderful.
definitely.
Okay. Would love to see you next week. What about next Wednesday?
Yes, next Wednesday should be fine. If
Wonderful.
anything, I'm not knowing what I've got planned, but
Okay.
it should be
Wonderful.
fine.
Well, thank you so much. And
Yeah.
there's not anything else you'd like to talk
No,
about? before
you've been
leave?
very, very helpful. Thank you.
Well, I look forward to seeing you next week, Viv, and
Okay.
thank you again. And it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very, very much, and
It's
thank
so
you
lovely
for
to
all
meet
your
you.
help.
Thank you, Viv.
Thank you. See you
ya.
next week.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you next week.